Did Joseph hide his identity in Egypt? Faith behind the palace walls. Welcome back to Walk with God. I'm your host, Dr. Marjorie Lewis. Today's story comes from the golden halls of Egypt, where a Hebrew slave named Joseph rose to become the second most powerful man in the land. But there's a mystery in the silence. For 22 years, Joseph never contacted his father, Jacob. And even after his sudden rise to power, he didn't reveal his true identity to the Egyptians. Why? Did Joseph hide who he really was? And what can this teach us today? When we too are called to live faithfully in a world that doesn't always understand our God. Joseph's rise to power. Genesis 41 tells us that at age 30, Joseph was pulled out of prison and brought before Pharaoh. In just one conversation, he went from prisoner to prime minister. Pharaoh was so impressed, he gave Joseph a new Egyptian name, Zaphanath Paneah, and a wife, Asenath, daughter of Potiphar, a pagan high priest of Ra, the Egyptian sun god. From the outside, Joseph now looked Egyptian. He spoke Egyptian, dressed Egyptian, and married into Egypt's elite pagan class. Why didn't he tell Pharaoh he was Hebrew? It's striking that in all of Jacob's interactions with Pharaoh, he never says, quote, "I am Joseph the Hebrew, son of Jacob," unquote. Instead, he speaks only of God, Elohim, a universal term. He avoids using the covenant name Yahweh, the name known only to Abraham's descendants. Was he being deceitful? I don't believe so. Joseph wasn't ashamed of his faith. He was strategic. He was waiting on God's timing, not rushing to defend his identity. Joseph's silence, survival or strategy? Remember, Joseph had been betrayed by his own brothers at 17. He was sold, enslaved, and imprisoned, alone, forgotten. Even if he wanted to reach out to his father, he may have believed Jacob had allowed it or didn't care enough to search for him. Now, imagine him suddenly thrust into the spotlight. Would you immediately reopen old wounds? Or would you quietly work your way forward, trusting God to eventually bring truth to light? Sometimes silence is not weakness, it's wisdom. Married to a pagan priest's daughter, Joseph married to Asenath, daughter of Potiphar, priest of On, raises eyebrows. The city of On was the epicenter of sun worship devoted to the god Ra. Yet Joseph accepts this marriage, arranged by Pharaoh without complaint. Did he compromise? We don't know what Asenath believed, but we do know this. When Joseph named his sons, he didn't name them after Egyptian gods. Manasseh means, open quote, God, has made me forget my trouble, close quote. Ephraim, open quote, God has made me fruitful in the land of my suffering, close quote. Genesis 41, 51 to 52nd verse. These are names that honor the God of Abraham, not the gods of Egypt. So even if Joseph appeared to adapt outwardly, he never abandoned the God within. Faith in a foreign land. Joseph's story is more than a tale of survival. It's a testament to faithful endurance in a culture that didn't know his God. He didn't preach. He didn't protest. He lived with integrity. He worked with excellence. He waited until God opened the door for his full story to be revealed. When the time came, he boldly declared, quote, I am Joseph, your brother. You sold me, but God sent me. Close quote. Genesis 45, 4 through 8. And later, on his deathbed, he said, quote, God will surely come to your aid and bring you up from this land to the land he promised, close quote. Genesis 50, 24. Lesson for us today. Like Joseph, we may live in environments where our faith isn't understood or welcomed. We may feel pressured to fit in or stay silent. But Joseph shows us you can walk with God in Pharaoh's palace. You can hold on to faith in a foreign system. You can wait patiently until God lifts the curtain and reveals your purpose. The world may try to rename you, but it can never redefine the identity God wrote in your soul. In summary, if Joseph's journey spoke to your heart, I invite you to subscribe, like, and share this video. And remember, the God who stood with Joseph in prison and promoted him to the palace, he's with you too. Until next time, keep walking with God. Amen. Thank you. Please take a moment to like and subscribe.